Some of you may have been present when we did the launch for Superfoods Greens and Reds. And a few times during the launch, I said, man, if I had a little more time, I could tell you about this, and I could tell you about that. Well, I have a little more time tonight. So tonight is an educational presentation. Now, those of you who were present for the launch presentation, you'll notice a few things that you've seen before because they're also part of the educational presentation. But you're all going to see things that you have not seen before, and you're all going to learn information that you have not known before. So this is going to be great for all of you. And I'm so grateful to Mannatech sales and marketing departments for putting this together so that we can really educate our associates around the planet. And tonight, I'm going to do some FAQs because whenever you launch a new product, you always have a lot of new questions. So the most frequently asked questions that I've been receiving since the launch, we'll talk about those this evening. And as yet another bonus, we will be talking about the actual definition of and differences between natural, organic, synthetic, and something you may not know about called semi-synthetic. So all that's coming up, lots and lots to do. All right, so this is the product we're going to be talking about this evening, Superfood Greens and Reds. We decided to combine various different plants, fruits, vegetables, and plants together that represented the best of the greens and the best of the reds and the best of some other colors as well. But you can't make the name too long, so I think greens and reds is sufficient. Now, most of your green drinks are, well, green. They're almost entirely or entirely green. And we know that you need phytonutrients, and I'll explain that term to you in a moment, from a wide variety of plant materials, not just your greens. And of course, in America, at least, in my generation, we always heard, mom and grandma are saying, eat your greens, eat your greens. Well, there's more to it than that, and you'll learn that this evening. All right, so phytonutrients, that's what we're going to be talking about. Not vitamins or minerals or amino acids. We will talk a little bit about glycans, but phytonutrients are their own category of nutrition. Phyto comes from the Greek word phyton, which means plant, or if you say it in Greek, it's phyton, okay, if you want to say it in Greek. So phyto has become a common term in science. Whenever we're talking about plants, we say phyto. So plant nutrients, phytonutrients. Obviously, fruits and vegetables are both plants, but there are other plants that provide you nutrients as well. As an example, all of your herbals, well, they're all from plants, right? They're not fruits or vegetables. They're from various plants. Okay, so the category of phytonutrients is what we want to concentrate on this evening. And the category of phytonutrients is what this product is all about. Now, I say that because, well, you'll understand when I get to the most frequently asked questions, you'll understand. So the first most important question for everybody is, do I even need a drink like this? Am I getting all the phytonutrients that I need, those special nutrients, which are not vitamins or minerals or amino acids or glycans? These are their own category of nutrients. Do I get enough every day in the modern diet? Well, those of you who've watched my presentations where I've talked about the modern diet again and again, you'll know that the answer to that is, well, no, we're not. The average person simply is not. And then, of course, the modern diet is not the same as our ancestral diet, you might have noticed. Our ancestors couldn't go up to the drive-through window or, get microwave dinners and all that kind of thing. And even when you get a meal cooked where you think that that meal is going to be pretty healthy, is it really healthy? Where did that food come from? How was it raised? And so on. So the question as to whether or not we get enough nutrients it's a valid question. And the answer, according to scientific blood studies with human beings, is that in the vast majority of cases, the answer is no. And of course, we have this other problem that has occurred just in the last few years, and that is where grocery stores are having difficulty maintaining stock, and they call them stockouts, meaning that the stock is, well, it's out of stock, okay? And this is a problem all over. Is this problem going to correct itself anytime soon? It's getting better, but it's probably going to continue for some time yet. This is a global supply chain problem. Now, here's something that makes it a little bit worse, and that is, even if you get the fruits and the vegetables and the other plants that you want your nutrition from, about 30% of that gets thrown away. Why? Well, there's only a certain shelf life with those fruits and vegetables at the grocery store. By the time they get to the grocery store, they have a certain number of days before they're going to go bad. Even if you put them in the refrigerator, they're still going to go bad. And about 30% of the fruit and vegetables we buy are thrown away. What a terrible shame that is. Then, of course, there's the busy lifestyle that we lead, which is getting busier all the time. And it's getting busier because we are, well, I like to say hyper connected. I mean, we are so connected in so many ways, so many social media platforms. Everybody has their cell phones either close at hand or in their hands all the time. It seems that people cannot keep from looking at their cell phones. And that means you don't have a break. You don't have any rest time. You're always switched on. That's stressful, folks. That's stressful. And the more stress your body is under, the more nutrition you have to feed it. Think about your body as an organic machine. All machines need fuel. The more stress you put on your machine, the more fuel it burns up. It's that simple. And so, are you getting enough of the nutrients you need every day? The answer is probably, almost certainly, no. In fact, we know from scientific study that was done first in 1995 by the US Department of Agriculture. Now, they recognized the antioxidant value of phytonutrients. Again, different than vitamins or minerals or any other nutritional category. And they did human blood studies, and they were surprised to find out that almost no one they tested received enough phytonutrients from their daily diet. And they said at that time in 1995, they said, you know, we're going to have to recommend a minimum, not a maximum, but a minimum of 5 to 7 servings per day for every adult. Now, this type of scientific test was repeated again and again, all the way up through the year 2012. And to my knowledge, that's the last year it was done. In 2012, they said, whoa, this problem gets worse every year. Our organic machines are requiring greater amounts of fuel every year. So now we're looking at minimum 7 servings, but really we should have 13 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables every day. Folks, that's not practical. I mean, it's just not going to happen. Even vegans are unlikely to eat 13 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables a day. 76% of Americans, and I know that we've got people watching from all over the planet, but I don't have statistics for every country on the planet. In the US, these statistics are kept by the federal government and they're easily accessed. And folks, humans are humans, all right? And we may speak different languages, our cultures may be different, but we are all biologically humans. And we all, as humans, have the same biological requirements. 76% of Americans take dietary supplements. And we're told by the American government that the American food supply is, well, it's just the best there is. Well, it seems every government says that, by the way. And they can't all be right, right? So if everybody believes that their diets are the best, which apparently they're not, and we know that according to human blood studies, and 76% of the population are taking dietary supplements, then you should think only a really tiny percent of people should be lacking in the nutrition they need every day, but that's not what the science tells us. Here's what the science tells us. 60% of Americans say they eat a healthy diet. 94% of Americans are not getting sufficient nutrition every day. 94%. Again, I know this is an American statistic, and every country I go to since I began my international travel more than 25 years ago, every country I would go to would say to me with pride, with national pride, well, our diet is better than the American diet. We eat healthier than Americans do. Every country says that. And by the way, Americans say that about other countries as well. Folks, you can't all be right, all right? And we all have the same biological requirements. I would be willing to bet that if I was to take a team with me to each of the Mannatech countries and do blood studies, I would find a very high number of people who do not have sufficient nutrients from their diet alone, because it's about being human. It's not about being American or Korean or Japanese or Chinese or name a country, okay? Well, what's the solution? If you're not getting what you need from your diet, then obviously you need to supplement your diet, okay? And here it is. All right, Superfoods, Greens and Reds. I love that video. That is, again, that's a Jason Major creation. We love Jason, and that is a great video. That's a great video for you to show others. What's highlighted here is all about, and I want you to plant this in your mind. Plant this in your mind right now. Mannatech is about science. We are about safety. We are about efficacy. That means we know the products work through science, and we're about quality. So keep that in mind as we proceed. This particular product has quite a set of nutritional sources. There are plant extracts from 20 different plants. I say plants because aloe obviously is not a fruit or a vegetable, okay? But from these, you have tremendously important nutrients that your body requires. Again, not vitamins or minerals, but what you have here are phytonutrients that you require. Look at those sources. From soursop to alfalfa. Alfalfa by itself is an enormously healthful source of minerals, trace minerals especially, but there are phytonutrients in alfalfa that are just amazing for you. There are products that are just alfalfa. There are products that are only green drinks. There are products that are made only of something called soursop. And there are products made of only of something called betaine, which we will cover in a moment. Now you'll see on your screen, there's a QR code, and I want you to take a picture of that with your iPhones. And by the way, I will show this again as we proceed later on, so you'll get a second shot at it in case you don't have your iPhone ready. But what I want you to do is to use this material that's made by our marketing department, these really hardworking and very talented ladies in our marketing department that have done such a tremendous job putting this information together for you. So use that QR code. It takes you to this information that you can then use to show other people and talk to people about the benefits and the differences between superfoods and other competing products, and talk about an inflation buster, $1.30 per serving. Wow. When you think about everything that's in this product, that's pretty amazing. That's really outstanding. All right, so what do we want to happen with this product? Well, of course, I want you to have all of the phytonutrient antioxidants that your body requires. That's the primary reason for eating vegetables and fruits. But there are other benefits in Superfoods Greens and Reds. Benefits like endurance and energy and recovery from activity. You're going to want to get more active when your energy goes up. And you're going to want to be active longer when your stamina goes up. Now that means you're going to need more recovery nutrients to help recover from those physical activities going longer all the time. Cellular reproduction, cortisol. Cortisol, I'll talk about a little bit more in a few minutes, but that's an important one too that you don't see with other green drinks. So, healthy digestion. Yes, this contributes to healthy digestion. This product contributes to fat loss. It contributes to weight management. So it's not just another green drink with antioxidants. It has other benefits as well. Think about it. The energy, the stamina, the recovery, the phytonutrient antioxidants, and it can help you with fat loss as well. And of course, it supports a healthy immune system. Naturally, you know you can't make a Mannatech product without having our glycan blend. Well, we made a specific glycan blend for this product. So this is not ambritose. That's one of my frequently asked questions since the launch. This is our own blend just for this product. Now, Mannapol and Ambrogard make up more than 50% of ambritose. So that's pretty important stuff. And acacia gum gives you the other glycans that you find in ambritose, okay, with the exception of glucosamine, which of course is an ambritose, but not here. So you have this tremendous glycan blend to contribute to all the things that you know that glycans can do for you, starting with cellular communication, and that is foundational for your health. These 20 different plant extracts, so that includes fruits, vegetables, and naturally the aloe. These different extracts are giving you tremendous nutrition, but one of the things that I will emphasize several times, because the benefit is so huge, is betaine. There's 2 full grams of betaine for every serving of superfoods. 2 grams. Folks, that is a functional level of betaine. And I'm going to talk to you more in a few minutes. We're going to devote several slides just to betaine because it's that important, some of the things that it can do for you. Now, the glycan blend also functions as a prebiotic. The prebiotic is the food that a probiotic bacterium eats in order to be healthy and multiply. The better you feed an organism, the healthier that organism gets. So the better you feed your probiotics with high quality prebiotic, the better you will be in the end. And of course, naturally, as a green drink, it has to contain chlorophyll, right? So we have that as well. Now, this is important to talk about. One of the ingredients in this is soursop. Soursop is also known as graviola, and by the natives in Central and South America and the Caribbean, they call it guanabana. Now, this has been the go-to immune fruit traditionally for the native people of Central and South America and the Caribbean islands for who knows how long, for as long as anyone has memory. So it's probably for millennia. Now, this is a pretty interesting fruit. It's the single go-to product because it has remarkable immune properties. Now, you might say to yourself, well, it looks kind of funny. I've never seen that before. And one of the questions I've been getting is about, what does it taste like? What does it smell like? Okay, so here you are. Here's one of your FAQs. It smells a little bit like pineapple, okay? Very close to that. And the taste is, if you were to cross sweet red apples and strawberries together, that kind of is what it tastes like. And the texture is like a banana. So just imagine that fruit you're looking at being really soft, like a banana. It's a pretty interesting fruit, but it has great immune properties. Now, betaine. Now, betaine comes from beets, and betaine is also known as trimethylglycine. In some countries, you have to label it as trimethylglycine. In some countries, you have to label it as betaine. It's the same thing. This is a methyl donor. Why is that important? You may have heard in recent years that as genetic scientists continue to study, they continue to find things that, well, they just didn't have answers for before, but they're finding answers for now. One of these things is a category of genetic defect which causes people to be unable to methylate certain nutrients. Now, if you can't methylate certain nutrients, which is what your liver will do for you if you don't have a gene defect in this area, then you can't utilize those nutrients. You can't process them. So methyl donors are very, very important for you to help you with those nutrients, with those vitamins that require methylation in order to function in your body. I won't get any more complication than that because, well, we don't have time to do a whole seminar on methylation and vitamins and so on. But the point here is betaine is a methyl donor, and that's super important. What can it do? What does it do? Well, it is strongly associated with circulation. In fact, the best thing that I have seen in my more than 40-year career for circulation is betaine. It's amazing stuff for circulation. How many people need their circulation improved? Heart health. Well, obviously, if you improve circulation and you improve blood flow to the heart, you're going to improve oxygen to the heart because that's piggybacking on your hemoglobin molecules carrying through your blood to your heart. Energy. Betaine helps your body to produce something called nitric oxide, not to be confused with the gas that the dentist gives you, which is called nitrous oxide. So I'm talking about nitric oxide, all right? Nitric oxide helps to dilate your veins and your capillaries. Now that dilation then improves circulation, makes it easier to flow. It also helps to improve your energy and your stamina. And now we're at cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Now, anyone alive today who says they're not under stress, they probably should see someone for therapy. Because if you're breathing on planet Earth, you're under stress. It's that simple. That's the way it is in the 21st century. And the more stress you have, the more cortisol your adrenal glands produce. As they're producing higher levels of cortisol, it makes you retain body fat. And here's where the big piece of the fat loss puzzle comes in. If your cortisol levels are going up, your fat levels are probably not going down. It's kind of a simple thing. It's not the only thing, but it's a very big key to fat loss. So being able to help your body to control cortisol levels is super, super important to keeping you, well, the healthiest body composition you can have. And again, the betaine is what helps you to recover from physical activity. It's the betaine that increases your energy the most. It is the betaine that helps with stamina more than any other ingredient in this product. And of course, betaine contributes to a general sense of well-being, and we could all use some of that these days. Here's a couple of examples of scientific studies. I could have done dozens, right? But we'll just give you a couple. 2 weeks on a betaine supplement improved upper and lower muscle endurance. Muscle endurance, we're talking stamina under stress. And this is in acute high intensity resistance exercise, also called RE by scientists. And this was in adolescent handball players. Now, this says a lot about betaine, just the betaine all by itself. I mean, we could have a betaine product. There is a hugely successful betaine product on the market right now that all they give you in it is betaine. And here you have superfoods where you have betaine and all these other things that we're talking about as well. What a value in this product. All right, here's a couple of more to look at from studies that have been done regarding betaine. The decrease in cortisol seen in one group, again, under high intensity resistance exercise, and improved performance. Now, if you're an athlete, or let's say you've just started working out at the gym, and your trainer might say, we want you to get more reps or more repetitions, more times on the machines, more times with the weights. So more repetitions, and look at the numbers here. Betaine did this. Betaine is amazing. It is an amazing nutrient. You might have gotten the picture that I'm fond of betaine. Well, we also have other phytonutrients. I don't want to minimize the others, but I do get excited about betaine and all of its benefits. And we look at some of them and we say, hey, wait a minute, this drink tastes really good. Oh, and it does, folks. It tastes really good. It tastes really good, and it's got some nutrients that, like carrots are sweet, Is it bad for my blood sugar? The FAQs come in. Absolutely not. This product is low glycemic. That means it does not raise your blood sugar. So another FAQ taken care of there. And this is so convenient. You just mix this up in your water bottle. You can stir it up in a glass of water. I've done it twice already today. I love this stuff. And in fact, if you do this product in the morning, it's a great way to start your morning. And for those of you who get that low point in the afternoon, which for most people occurs somewhere between 3 and 7 p.m., that's your adrenal glands saying, oh man, I've had enough today. Well, that's a great time to drink your Superfoods Greens and Reds rather than a cup of coffee or, a muffin or something. And I like this too. You think about this. This product is giving you these phytonutrients from fruits and vegetables, and you don't have to worry about throwing them away. You don't have to worry that they're going to spoil in the fridge because it's been put into this great tasting powder for you. And so there's no waste. And then, of course, the container, well, it's eco-friendly. It's completely recyclable. So that's a really good thing too. What I like to do, rather than using, a million water bottles, I reuse the same water bottle as much as I can, until it gets too bent or cracked where you can't do it. Now, that's just me. But I really care about the environment. I know many of you do. And this is obviously shaker bottle ready. So think about this. You get these phytonutrients. You don't have to worry about them spoiling. you're getting them at a tremendous price versus buying the fruits and vegetables to try and get the same nutrients. You don't have to, oh, and this is good for me. Most of you know I'm a bachelor and I hate to cook. I just hate it. So you don't have to wash the vegetables or chop them or peel them because it's all done for you in the powder. I love that. So convenient, saves so much time. And of course, this tastes really good. Now the flavor is a mixture of the flavor of strawberries and the flavor of a fruit called a kiwi mixed together. So when you taste it, you go, oh, what's that? That's a nice flavor. I'm not sure what it is. It's strawberry and kiwi mixed. And it really is a good flavor. Now, what do we do with taste testing? What we do at Mannatech is we continue to have sample groups taste test our products. When we get to a taste that is the majority of the group, that's the taste we settle at. Is there going to be somebody who says, well, I'd rather it taste like watermelon, or I want it to taste like butterscotch or something? I don't know. Yes, you're always going to have that. But understand, we have to go with what the majority of the group can do. And it's not all that easy to flavor some of these nutrients without using some kind of potentially harmful synthetic chemicals. So we don't want to go there. All right. So strawberry kiwi is a flavor that's great. You're going to love it. At least I love it. And I'm really happy with it. Another one of the questions that came up and probably will continue to come up is, can I use this with other products? Well, the answer is you can use it with all of our products. All right, so there's no problem there. But in the launch, I mentioned to everybody that there's 3 products that are particularly good to pair up with. The one thing I like to do is to take my True Plenish vanilla shake. Didn't work I tried it with chocolate. For my taste buds, that didn't work out very well. But with the vanilla shake and the strawberry kiwi flavor of Superfoods mixed together, and of course my amber toast powder mixed in there, making myself a shake where I now have vitamin and mineral and protein, 20 grams of protein in the True Plenish shake. And I've got all these nutrients in the True Plenish shake, along with my amber toast powder that I've put my scoops in there with, and all the phytonutrients from Superfoods. Wow, what a super shake that is. And it tastes pretty darn good. And it feels a lot thicker and fuller. That also helps you to feel fuller after you've had the drink as well. And that can help you, whenever you feel full, then you are less hungry typically. Okay. This works well with Bounce Back and with Sport. Bounce Back and Sport are 2 products that we know are specifically made to help you recover from physical activity. Well, folks, if that betaine and those other nutrients are helping to raise your energy and your stamina, well, at least at first, you might say, you know what, I need a little help recovering from physical activity. And Bounce Back and Sport are both great products for this. Now, Bounce Back must be taken as directed. If it isn't taken as directed, you're going to lose most of the benefit. Sport, on the other hand, can be taken any time of the day or night, with or without food. Bounce Back cannot be taken with food. It has to be taken on an empty stomach. Now, in Canada, for reasons I cannot explain, their label says the opposites of the correct instructions, and that was mandated by Health Canada. I'm not sure why that, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, the point is that the correct instructions are that you must take this 45 minutes before food or 2 hours after food. When I say this, I mean Bounce Back. All right, so if you're going to use Bounce Back with it. All right. So let's get to some more FAQs. And of course, this is one of the biggest FAQs that I've already talked about. And that is, well, you could use it with any product. And because I get people who email me or text me or whatever, and like one product at a time. Can I use it with this product, that product, this product? Folks, that's our entire product line. You can use Superfoods with any of those products. Not a problem, okay? Again, let's emphasize this for everybody. This product, Superfoods, is about phytonutrients. And one of the FAQs that I've gotten so many times, I could almost scream, I don't scream, but I could almost, is is this a complete vitamin mineral product? No, it's not a vitamin mineral product. It's a phytonutrient product. Now, vitamins and minerals are vital to your health. Make no mistake, if you don't have the correct level of your vitamins and your minerals, you cannot be healthy. End of story. So vitamins and minerals are necessary in about equal levels for the average person. Now, glycans, your cells can't talk to each other without glycans. So virtually none of the functions that would require vitamins and minerals could function if you're missing one or more of the glycans that you need. So glycans are obviously foundational. And we do know from scientific study that the modern diet is not supplying sufficient glycans for most people. And then you come to phytonutrients, and we've talked about those a lot already. So I think that you'll get that. So you've got these three things. Vitamins and minerals, I think of one thing, because those are your essential nutrients, okay? And then glycans and phytonutrients. So these are not, because these are more frequently asked questions I got. Does Superfoods replace Catalyst? Does it replace Ambertose? Does it replace Nutriveris? Does it replace AO? No, 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 it doesn't. It's the phytonutrient supplement. You're still going to need your vitamins and minerals. If you get your vitamins and minerals from Catalyst, from TruePlenish, from Nutriveris, it's your choice, but you still need your vitamins and minerals. You still need your glycans. Yes, there are glycans in superfoods, but not the amount that we want you to have every day. So you still need your Ambertose powder, which is what I do every day, mixing it with my superfoods. And AO is the best darn antioxidant on planet Earth, bar none. It's just the best. And we know this by human blood study. So I don't know of anything that could ever replace AO, at least not at this moment. All right. Now I'm going to give you some information that you probably didn't know or understand, but I did this portion of the presentation tonight because of the FAQs I've been getting. All right. So do you know the difference between organic, natural, synthetic, and semi-synthetic? Now, I'll bet you think you know, maybe not the fourth one on the list, but I'll bet you think you know what those three mean, and you may be wrong. Now, what you'll see on the screen right now is a QR code. I want you to take a shot with your smartphone, take a picture with your smartphone of that QR code that will take you right to a podcast I did that explains organic, natural, synthetic, and semi-synthetic in some degree of detail. In fact, that particular podcast is 18 minutes and 18 seconds, and that will give you some decent detail on that. But I'm going to give you some right now. Most of what people think organic and natural mean is based on marketing material. It's not based on science. Well, I'm a science guy, and I'm going to give you some science. So, stand by. All life on planet Earth is carbon-based, all of it. And by definition, anything that contains carbon molecules is organic, anything. Oops. Well, that would mean my shoes are organic. Yep. That would mean crude oil is organic. Yep, that's what it would mean because it contains carbon molecules. Crude oil and all fossil fuels were once plants, not dinosaurs. Once plants, those plants decayed and compressed over millions of years to become fossil fuels of various types. So they all contain carbon molecules. Well, the more common way, not the scientific way, but the more common way to describe organic would be it has no pesticides. Therefore, it must be healthier. It must have more nutrition by gram weight. Not necessarily. What it really means, the reality is you cannot keep pesticides from blowing in the wind over anybody's farm. Whether it's an organic farm or not, you cannot keep that from happening. You cannot keep pesticides and other dangerous chemicals from going into the water supply, from going into the water table, from getting into rivers and lakes and our oceans. You cannot stop that. I wish we could, but we can't, at least not at this time. So with this in mind, these pesticides and other things are going to be everywhere. Pesticides are found at the North Pole and the South Pole. There are no farms there, organic or otherwise. And it's because there's no place on this planet safe from pesticides. So what you'll get in the various state organic laws is they'll say, no pesticide was intentionally applied, not that there's no pesticide. Mannatech buys the best quality materials we can. And then we use science for safety. Then Mannatech goes beyond. You know, if you're a company making supplements and you don't have a science department, you don't have a safety department, you don't have any scientists, so you just buy material from a farm and the farm says, yeah, this is organic, and you just accept it, and then you sell it to the public. You have no idea what's on that material. You have to know, you have to have the right science to be able to monitor that material to find out, is there pesticide? Are there heavy metals? Are there microorganisms that shouldn't be there? How do you do that? You do it with science. You don't do it with labels that are not accurate. You do it with science. And then we make sure that the material that goes to you is as safe as is scientifically possible. Regardless of the label it gets, it's the safest. But what about the word natural? Natural means anything that occurs naturally on planet Earth. That would include rocks, lead, arsenic, rattlesnake venom. It would include all of those things. They're all natural. Oh, but I've always thought natural was safer. No, I always thought natural was healthier, more nutritious. No, not necessarily. Again, this is about science, folks. You're not going to trick the scientists at Mannatech with marketing slogans, okay? We buy the best material we can buy, and then we test that material to know that it is safe before you consume it. We do efficacy testing to know that, and you can see our studies on mannatechscience.org. The whole world can go there and see them because we're so proud of them. We do human studies on our key products that we're selling around the world to know if they're safe and if they're effective, safety and efficacy. We're a science company, folks. Science matters. It matters to us. Now, before I explain synthetic, in fact, let me go back to organic for a moment. I'm going to give you something that's going to shock the heck out of you. I know it will. Those of you who've heard me talk about Mannapole, you know I have almost a love affair with Mannapole, right? That is just the purest aloe product that I have ever seen in my career. It's astoundingly pure. It's raised in conditions that are so perfect. I can't imagine more perfect conditions for raising an aloe plant. And if you've ever been, if any of you watching right now have had the privilege of going to visit our growing facility in Costa Rica, I know you've been impressed. I know you have. Well, one of the things that our growers down there who are experts in growing aloe, they've been doing it for more than 20 years. They've created this amazing, gosh, you talk about using science, all right? They've created this amazing fertilizer, which is also an insect repellent. And let me tell you about this. They've combined two substances that are as natural, safe, and organic as you can possibly get. They've combined these two substances together, and by doing so, what they've done for those aloe plants, they've created this great fertilizer which also doesn't kill insects, but repels them. So if you're a member of the PETA organization, that would make you extremely happy. Doesn't kill anything, it simply repels them. It also repels worms from the soil, which are very bad for aloe plants. Now, they've combined these two natural and organic substances together, and because they did that, we can't call our Mannatech organic. Why? Because scientifically and legally, if you take two natural, safe, organic things that didn't start together, but you now combine them together, you have created what's known as a semi-synthetic. Now, most countries don't have a semi-synthetic space for labels on their products. And most people, probably all of you tonight, never even heard of that before tonight. But if you create a semi-synthetic, even though the materials you use were completely natural, safe, nutritious, clean, organic, any term you want to use, we can't call it organic. And I don't know of anything that I would recommend more strongly in terms of its purity and its efficacy than Mannatech. Hopefully everyone understands, because I keep getting these questions. Why can't you call the product organic? Well, that's why, all right? And understand that organic doesn't mean what everybody thinks it means anyway. So people have this thing where they have a need. We all have this. This is all of us, all human beings all over the planet. We have an inner need to simplify everything down to one simple thing. So if it's organic, it's always better. If it's natural, it's always better. Or if it's synthetic, it's always terrible. And you know what, folks? That's just not science. That's just not reality. So are we going to be able to call this fantastic, super safe, super nutritious, incredible product called Superfoods Greens and Reds, are we going to be able to put an organic label on it? And the answer is no, we're not going to be able to. And now, hopefully, you'll know why, because I sure have been getting that question an awful lot since we launched the product. So again, think about the example I gave you with Mannatech, all right? So all of the ingredients at Mannatech, we safety test everything. In fact, we have multi-layered safety testing. We don't just test things one time. Multi-layered safety testing, quality, safety, efficacy. That's what it's about at Mannatech, not clever labels or claims that are a little bit shaky, all right? Science, fact, safety, quality, efficacy, all because we are the science company. That's what it's all about. So the categories, you need your vitamins and minerals, of course, you need your glycans, but you have to have your phytonutrients. You need them. You have to have them. And it's almost certain that you're not getting enough of them every day. Almost a certainty. And think about how economic this product is for everything it's delivering to you. Now, again, there's a QR code for the marketing material put together by our marketing department that will tell you the differences and the benefits with Superfoods Greens and Reds. So take your smartphone and take a shot of that QR code so you can go directly to that material. This, my friends, is your new healthy habit. Superfood Greens and Reds. Folks, you should be taking this every day. Every day. Everybody all over planet Earth. This is what you should be doing. I love this picture here with the Kiwis. Folks, Mannatech, all the years we've been in business, all the years I've been with Mannatech, we have been about bringing you the best, healthiest, safest science and products that you can possibly have. That's what we're about at Mannatech. This product needs to be added to everybody's daily program. I don't care who you are, where you live. Everybody should be using Superfood Greens and Reds, yes, with your Amortose, and yes, with whichever vitamin mineral supplement you personally choose. And one last FAQ that I forgot. Yes, Plus is a phytonutrient, by the way. A plant sterol is also a phytonutrient, but that's not in this product, okay? And that's why we have OSP for you, all right? Okay, my friends, that is our educational presentation on Superfood Greens and Reds. I hope you got a ton of good stuff out of this. I hope you truly understand all of the things that I've conveyed to you this evening on why this product is so darn important. And I can tell you something. You start taking this product every day, and Tim Altvader made a joke about me just having my 39th birthday again. Yeah, well, actually, I just had my 69th birthday. And I'm telling you, after a week or so of you taking Superfoods Greens and Reds, and I'm not a young man, all right? But your energy levels, whoa, I'm liking this stuff. I'm liking it. And I strongly recommend it for you too. All of these benefits that you can get from Superfoods Green and Reds. Thanks for tuning in this evening, folks. Thank you to all the translators. I know you did such a good job. And folks, get out there and tell as many people as you can about Superfoods Greens and Reds as quickly as you can. Thanks, folks. Good night. Best of health to you, all of you.